Well, you saw the field of trucks, you saw the new trucks, and now you're going to see those new trucks in action. This is Monster Jam Racing for Science Series number 3, Season 11. Alright, so we're going to kick things off with Zombie taking on the Veteran. Like I said yesterday in practice, it was the Veteran coming out on top, taking out Zombie. The face-out edition, I might add. I've had this since December, and just now getting around to running it. So here we go, round 1, Veteran taking on Zombie. Down they go, and they both go into the wall. Oh man, they're both the same distance. We're gonna redo that. Man, that worked out better than I expected. Fixed the ramps earlier. I mean, the jumps was right there, right where the blue dots are. And they didn't have enough time to gather themselves. So I fixed it, and it was working much better. The Veteran overcame that challenge. And now, here we go again, rerunning. This time, opposite lanes, down on the go. And it's going to be Zombie getting his revenge on the Veteran. And next up in racing, got a couple of transparent trucks. It is Loco Punk taking on the Ghost Soldier Fortune. Ghost Crew. I almost want to say Ghost Machine, but that's something else. Anyways, me and Loco Punk taking on the OG, Phenomenal 5155. The one who started this whole thing. Behind the wheel, the newest edition of Soldier Fortune. And down they go. And into the wall, it is going to be Soldier Fortune coming out on top. Alright, next up in racing, two trucks that made an unexpected return this year. Hot Wheels Racing number 1 taking on Northern Nightmare. Hot Wheels Racing re-debuted, returned, I should say, overseas. Don't remember where, but it was a dirt track. It was awesome. Northern Nightmare being piloted by Chris Kohler. And the reason behind that is, well, hope to see other trucks return for the same reason. Anyways, Hot Wheels Racing taking on Northern Nightmare. Down we go. And Hot Wheels goes into Northern Nightmare's lane. But Northern Nightmare comes out on top. Oh yeah, and it's an all-green track this time because St. Patrick's Day is coming this weekend. If y'all tried the Shamrock Shake at McDonald's, it's pretty good. Alright, next up in the racing, we got Megalodon taking on the Ice Cream Man, who I was surprised to see in the background of the Monster Jam Showdown game. Like, hey, how'd that happen? And then Raising Cane is like, I'm guessing they came up with this before Triple B bought Ice Cream Man. Because that team has no plans of running a Monster Jam, and Raising Cane hasn't run in like 2 years. Anyways, who flipped that barrel over? Anyways, Megalodon Ice Cream Man, down we go. Sorry for the rambling. And it will be the Ice Cream Man. Moving on to round 2. And up next in racing, we got the 25th Anniversary Avenger taking on Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Haven't run this truck in a while, but if Monster Jam brought it back in real life, then so could I. And Avenger, the 25th Anniversary Edition, I was going to run it in the last Science Series, but then I got the Black Widow Avenger, or whatever the heck it's called. But they've switched Science Series. So here we go, Avenger taking on Rottweiler. Down they go. And we are seeing some very good races. And it is going to be Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Yeah, and they switched sides too. How about that? Alright, next up in racing, we got Crush Station taking on Dirt Crew. I do believe Elliot Miller's driven both. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the Monster Lobster taking on the Flying Dump Truck. Down we go. And the Monster Lobster takes out the dump truck. And next up in racing is Gravedigger taking on Bigfoot. Once again. But I'm going to keep doing this until I see it happen in real life. So Gravedigger and Bigfoot, Ford versus Chevy. Down they go. And Bigfoot collides with Gravedigger in midair, but Gravedigger comes out on top. And next up in racing, another truck that hasn't been seen on here in a while. It's Monster Mutt Dalmatian taking on Whole Shot with a new chassis. It looks good. The quad versus the Dalmatian, down they go. And it will be Whole Shot taking out Monster Mutt Dalmatian, advancing to round 2. What a race. Alright, up next in racing, we got Lumberjack taking out Son of a Digger. This is the newest edition of Lumberjack, the one that came with a 2-pack. I keep dropping rhymes, and I swear I don't do it on purpose. Like, nothing I say on here is scripted, which some of you can probably already tell. And we'll see Axe later on. But for now, here comes Lumberjack. Take on Son of a Digger. Down they go. And Son of a Digger gets the win, while Lumberjack gets stuck on the barrel. That seems to be the lucky side right there. Alright, next up in racing, it's a Tom Men's matchup. Wasn't even thinking of that when I paired these two together at first. But it's Max D taking on Monster Patrol. You seen the green one? Now here's the pink one. It's been a while since I've run this one. It's a past champion truck. Here it goes, taking on Max D. Down they go. But Max D comes out on top. Alright, next up in racing, we got Blockhead taking on Sparkle Smash. The pickup edition. And this thing looks awesome. And like I said before, when it comes to putting this on a Spin Master chassis, you don't need to do anything to the body. It literally snaps on. Like, when I finally got the post in the middle lined up, like, it just snapped on. And it just became one with the chassis. It was meant to be. Anyways, down they go, and and it is going to be Blockhead, the truck that's snapped together. Alright, before I continue, I'd like to apologize if I was cut off mid-sentence after that race. I had accidentally left a recording, and it was just a camera sitting there while I set up the next truck, so yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, let's continue round one. Next up, Barefoot taking on El Toro Loco. Down they go, and into the wall, both of them. Oh. Alright, that was too close. We're going to redo that. Sorry about the background noise. Anyways, down they go. And coming out on top is going to be El Toro Loco. Alright, next up in racing, it's Axe taking on Blue Thunder. The overcharged. Looks awesome. Can't wait to see the Avenger one, and if I remember right, they're going to do a Gravedigger one. That'll be interesting. Anyways, Axe taking on Blue Thunder. Down they go. And what a jump by both trucks. But none of them were touching the wall. They're the same distance. Or maybe not distance. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Anyways, we're going to rerun it. Blue Thunder, Axe. And it is going to be Axe taking out Blue Thunder. Alright, 2 races left for round 1. Then we'll move on to mini racing. So we got Max D Yellow taking on Gravedigger. Green Ghost Edition. Down we go. And it will be Gravedigger taking out Max D. And the last race of round 1, it's Nitro Hornet taking on Maximus. Darren Basil's driven both trucks. This is a brand new Nitro Hornet from the 2018 Mud Series. It looks awesome. And these 2 trucks have had no practice at all on this track. I just got these 2 today and just decided to add them because why not? I was excited about them. So here we go, Maximus and Nitro Hornet. Down they go. And Nitro Hornet gets the win over Maximus. Alright, next up. I was saying like it was the next race. Well, I guess it kind of is, but before we move on to mini racing, got a fast loser race. So it's the Battle of the Monster Machines, Barefoot, Monster Patrol, and the Veteran. Triple B versus Wilson Extreme Motorsports. I'm just now realizing that. Down we go. And Barefoot will be back for revenge. And he will be taking on Nitro Hornet in round 2. Right after round 1 of mini racing. Let's do it. And here we go, mini racing, round 1. I forgot to mention yesterday, Bigfoot was the fastest in mini racing practice. The only Hot Wheels mini in this whole lineup. And here it goes again, round 1, going up against Gravedigger. Down they go. And that's why he was the fastest. Bigfoot moving on to round 2. And next up in mini racing, we got El Toro Loco taking on Zombie, who was the second fastest truck in mini racing. Also the fastest truck in regular size racing. Now Zombie is determined to win. He was the fastest, only to be crushed by Bigfoot in the final race. Now here he is taking on El Toro Loco. Down they go. And it'll be El Toro Loco. Guess I jinxed Zombie. Sorry about that. Alright, next up in racing, we got Blue Thunder taking on Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Down we go. And, oh, close. But it's going to be Blue Thunder. Alright, next up in racing is Sparkle Smash taking on Soldier Fortune. Down they go, and it will be Soldier Fortune. Alright, next up in mini racing, Max D Yellow taking on Green Ghost Gravedigger. Again, consider this a rematch. And it will be Gravedigger coming out on top, taking out the Yellow Max D again. Alright, next up in mini racing, Ice Cream Man taking on Megalodon. Another rematch. Who will come out on top this time? And it will be Megalodon taking out the Ice Cream Man. Alright, 2 races left for mini racing. Round 1, that is. So we got Son of a Digger taking on Northern Nightmare. And it will be Son of a Digger. And last race of round 1 of mini racing, Monster Mutt Rottweiler taking on Max D. Down they go, and it'll be Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Alright, that concludes round 1 mini racing. Now on to round 2 of regular size racing. And here we go, Zombie taking on Soldier Fortune. Round 2 racing, down we go. And it will be Soldier Fortune, I think. Yep, Soldier Fortune advancing to round 3. Alright, next up in racing is Northern Nightmare taking on Ice Cream Man. It's the Ford versus the Dodge. Well, it's a Chevy now. Well, it was last time it ran. Anyways, down they go. And, oh man, that was a good race. But it is going to be Ice Cream Man coming out on top. Alright, next up in racing, it's the Lobster versus the Rottweiler. It's Crustacean taking on Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Down they go. Problem for Rottweiler, and Crustacean advances to round 3. Not sure what happened with Roddy. I was too busy focusing on how Crustacean was getting the win. Alright, next up in racing is Whole Shot taking on Gravedigger. The Chevy panel van taking on the quad. Down they go. Problems for Whole Shot. Not sure what's going on with this lane all of a sudden. But Gravedigger got the win. Alright, next up in racing is Son of a Digger taking on Max D. Can Max D get the win? Make it through the cursed lane? Let's find out. It makes it through, but Son of a Digger still comes out on top. Alright, next up in racing, got El Toro Loco taking on Blockhead. And coming out on top is going to be Blockhead. Alright, next up in racing, we got Gravedigger taking on Axe. I almost said Blockhead for some reason. And it's down they go. And what? They touch in midair, but Gravedigger makes it to round 3. And last up for round 2 racing is Barefoot taking on Nitro Hornet. And it will be Barefoot going into round 3. And now for round 2 of mini racing. So first up we got Bigfoot taking on El Toro Loco. And El Toro Loco gets the win, and we'll move on to round 3. And next up in racing we got Blue Thunder taking on Soldier Fortune. And it'll be Soldier Fortune. And next up we got Green Ghost Gravedigger taking on Megalodon. Down they go. Gravedigger had the lead, but for some reason slowed down. Megalodon took advantage of it and got the win. Alright, one more race to go before we move on to regular size racing. Alright, last up, Monster Mutt Rottweiler taking on Son of a Digger. And it's going to be Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Alright, we are now on to round number 3 of racing. We got Soldier Fortune taking on Ice Cream Man. And it is going to be Soldier Fortune taking out Ice Cream Man. Soldier Fortune is going to the semifinals. So who will be joining them? Will it be Gravedigger or Crustacean? Alright, next up in racing, Gravedigger taking on Crustacean. Down we go. Wow, some serious air. But it is going to be Crustacean taking out Gravedigger. And next up we got Blockhead taking on Son of a Digger. Down they go. And it will be Son of a Digger, putting an end to Blockhead's winning streak. And last race of round 3 is Gravedigger taking on Barefoot. Chevy versus Dodge. Down they go, and they both go into the wall. But Gravedigger is closer, so Gravedigger is going to the semifinals. But before we move on to the regular size semifinals, here comes the mini one. Soldier Fortune taking on El Toro Loco. Both trucks have been driven by Caleb Blood. Down they go, and it'll be El Toro Loco. And who will be facing El Toro Loco in the final race? Will it be Rottweiler? Will it be Megalodon? Let's find out. And it's going to be Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Alright, here we go. Semifinals. Soldier Fortune taking on Crush Station. Who's going to the finals? And they both hit at the wall. And Crush Station is touching it, so Crush Station is going to the finals. And who will be facing Crush Station in the finals? Will it be Son of a Digger? Will it be Gravedigger? Let's find out. Both into the wall. Man, I should have put a jump there. And they both land the same way. But the Gravedigger is much closer to the wall than Son of a Digger, so that means your winner is Gravedigger. But before we go into the final race, it's time for the final race of the mini trucks. So let's meet our competitors. It's Freddy Frostbite, Monster Mutt Rottweiler, and Honest Dom 1 in El Toro Loco. So somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose. Who's taking on the trophy for mini racing? And it's going to be Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Freddy Frostbite, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. I don't believe Monster Mutt Rottweiler has ever won before. I could be wrong. I'll have to check on that. But either way, congratulations to Freddy Frostbite and Monster Mutt Rottweiler for winning mini racing. And that's on. It's time for regular size racing, the championship race that is. Let's go. And here we go, final race. The black and green wrecking machine versus the Monster Lobster. In the far lane it is Monster Jam Fan 0311 in Crush Station. And in the near lane is Metal Health Racing in Gravedigger Green Ghost. So will it be Crush Station? Will it be Gravedigger? This is probably Crush Station's first ever win. Again, could be wrong on that. I'll have to check later. But here we go. Gravedigger, Crush Station, down they go. And your winner is Gravedigger. And the win won't be going to Crush Station. Better luck in, I don't know, yeah, I'm thinking about doing triple threat racing. But your winner is Metal Health Racing in Gravedigger. The Green Ghost won. I love this one. He's down there celebrating. And here goes both our champions celebrating. Rottweiler and Gravedigger. Both trucks were driven by Ron Schmidt, by the way. Alright. Well, that concludes racing and mini racing. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if I should continue to do it that way or do it the way I've always done it. Let me know in the comments down below. Congratulations to our winners, Freddy Frostbite and Metal Health Racing. And I will see you in Triple Threat Racing. That's next. Good luck.